Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama.
The following is a Srimad Bhagavatam lecture given by His Holiness Jayapataka Swami Maharaj on November 12th, 2013 in Sridham, Mayapur, India.
Om Jnanatimarandasya Yananjana Salakaya Chaksurunmanatam Dena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha Namo Krishna Padaya Krishna Dasdaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Namini. Namaste Saraswati Devi Bhavani Vacharini Nirvishesha Sanyavadi Vachachada Satvarini. Vakakaroti Vachalam Pangulang Ayategrim Yatkita Mahatmane Siguram Hidayam Paramanandamadavam Sri Chaitanya Swami. So in this verse, we see how Bharat Maharaj, after renouncing the whole world and living in the forest as a vanaprastha, he inadvertently, accidentally, he got attached to a deer baby.
He got accidentally attached to a dear baby.
The nature of a Kshatriya is to protect.
The nature of a Kshatriya is to protect.
But before he was protecting the whole world. Now he is absorbed in protecting a little deer.
But now he is absorbed in protecting a little deer.
And these verses show us how he really absorbed himself in the thought of this deer.
And these verses show us how he really absorbed himself in the thought of the deer.
Oh, is a deer taken by a lone tiger or a pack of wolves?
Oh, was the deer taken by a lone tiger or a pack of wolves?
Or a pack of wild boars?
Or a pack of wild boars?
Or wild dogs?
Wild dogs?
Oh, the poor deer.
Oh, my poor deer.
He trusted in me.
He trusted in me.
And I didn't protect him.
And I didn't protect him.
He's supposed to be thinking about Krishna.
He should be thinking about Krishna.
He gave up the whole world.
He gave up the whole world.
Beautiful wife, kingdom.
Beautiful wife, kingdom.
Everything.
Everything.
He's there meditating. He's there meditating.
He's there meditating.
He's supposed to think about Krishna.
He's supposed to think about Krishna.
And somehow material nature tricked him.
Somehow material nature tricked him.
And he became attached to the deer.
And he became attached to the deer.
And so these verses demonstrate so fully attached, he was only thinking about the deer.
So these verses demonstrate that he was so fully attached that he was only thinking of the deer.
Forget about meditation. Forget about meditation.
Forget about meditation.
Forget about thinking of the absolute truth.
Forget about thinking of the absolute truth.
All he was thinking about
All he was thinking about
was this little deer.
was his little deer.
All the dangers of the forest.
All the dangers of the forest.
If someone as great as Bharat can fall into this illusion,
So if someone as great as Maharaj Bharat could fall into this illusion,
then what to speak of us?
then what to speak of us?
How dangerous is the material world?
How dangerous is this material world?
How easy we can get attached to things.
How easily we can get attached to things.
And we can forget our real spiritual goals.
And we can protect our real spiritual
We
goals.
forget
And we can forget our real spiritual goals
very easily.
very easily.
That's why every day we have to do our chanting, our Guru Puja, our darshan, service.
That's why every day we have to do our chanting, Guru Puja, service, darshan and so on.
We have to remind ourselves we are not the body,
We have to remind ourselves that we are not the body
and that the attachments of this body,
and that the attachments of this body,
we should limit them.
we should limit them.
We should balance it.
We should balance them.
And that's why the whole Varnashram system was made.
That's why the whole Varnashram system was made.
So that one goes through a preparatory stage of brahmacharya.
So one goes to the preparatory stage of brahmacharya.
Some people get married.
Some people-
Most people get married.
Get married.
Some stay in brahmacharya.
Some stay brahmachari.
And they go through their married life.
They go through their married life.
Not say they become attached to their wives, husbands, children,
Naturally, they get attached to their wives, husbands, children.
but together they're supposed to help each other remember Krishna.
But together they are supposed to help each other remember Krishna.
They're supposed to work as a team
They're supposed to work as a team
to serve Krishna
to serve Krishna,
so that they can maintain their spiritual progress through the attached part of their life.
so they can maintain their spiritual progress through the best part of their life,
The attached part.
the attached part of their life.
It is natural that there is some attachments.
It is natural that there will be some attachments.
And Prabhupada, he didn't deny that.
And Prabhupada, he didn't deny that.
Yukta Vairagya, that use the attachments in Krishna's service.
Yukta Vairagya means to use the attachments in Krishna's service.
Like there was one mother, he asked, why do you give your child Krishna consciousness?
Like there was one mother who asked, why do you...
No, Prabhupada asked her, why do you give your child Krishna consciousness?
Like Prabhupada asked one mother, why do you give your child Krishna consciousness?
She said, it's my duty.
She said, it's my duty.
No,
No,
because you love your child.
because you love your child.
Because you love your child, you want to give the child the very best.
Because you love your child, you want to give your child the very best.
And the best is Krishna consciousness.
And the best is Krishna consciousness.
The best is not to take birth again,
Best is not to take birth again.
to go back to the spiritual world.
To go back to the spiritual world.
So this is Yukta Vairagya.
So this is Yukta Vairagya.
Love your child.
Love your child.
But then be Krishna conscious.
But then be Krishna conscious.
Because you love your child, you want to give your child Krishna consciousness.
Because you love your child, you want to give your child Krishna consciousness.
When your children grow up,
When your children grow up,
then husband and wife, they get more involved in direct service
so
to Krishna.
then when the children grow up, then the husband and wife, they get involved in more direct service to Krishna.
And then they can take the vanaprastha life.
And then they can take the vanaprastha life.
In the final stage of vanaprastha,
In the final stage of vanaprastha,
the husband may go off alone sometime to the forest.
the husband may go sometimes out alone to the forest.
That was the traditional way.
That was the traditional way.
And then both are meditating on Krishna.
And then both are meditating on Krishna.
And then, so as one goes, brahmachari, grihastha, rajastha, sannyas.
So as one goes from brahmachari, grahastha, vanaprastha and sannyas,
You can see that the idea is to finally lead one to full absorption in Krishna.
so we can see that the goal is to finally lead one to full absorption in Krishna.
Kali Yuga is very difficult to be a vanaprastha or sannyas.
Kali Yuga, it is very difficult to be in vanaprastha or sannyas.
You see in the Western world as such, the society is not geared for varnashram.
So we see in the West especially that the society is not geared for vanaprastha and sannyas.
And as a result,
And as a result,
it's very difficult.
it is very difficult.
So if husband and wife can both be Krishna conscious, then it's also very nice.
So if both the husband and wife can be Krishna conscious, then it's also very nice.
They can make a strong team in serving Krishna.
That you make a strong team in serving Krishna.
But the natural way is, by the end of life, they should become more and more attached to Krishna.
The natural way of life is that by the end of life they become more and more attached to Krishna.
But Maya, she has her plan.
But Maya, she has her plan.
You know, your children, they grow up,
They have children, they go out,
they grow up,
they grow up,
but then
then
come grandchildren.
come grandchildren.
Oh, little grandchildren. So
Oh.
nice.
Oh, little grandchildren, they're so nice.
Grandpa, grandma, give me a cookie.
Grandpa, grandma, give me a cookie.
So, there are many attachments ahead.
So there are many attachments ahead.
Of course, when you're a mother, father, all those crying nights and
So when you're a father and mother, all those crying nights
of the baby,
of the baby,
they sing the sweet song.
they seem like sweet song.
But grandfather, grandmother, not so much.
But grandfather, grandmother, not so much.
Anyway, as we read through the Bhagavatam,
As we read through the Bhagavatam,
we find that there are different kinds of detours and traps.
we find that there are different kinds of detours and traps.
In the latter cantos,
In the later cantos,
it also tells
it also tells
sometimes
sometimes
the Devas,
the Devas,
they also get I'm trying to find the exact right word. Shall we say they attach the spiritual candidate.
So we find that the Devas, they also sometimes test the spiritual candidate.
And they send different kinds of Maya
And they send different kinds of Maya
to see if one is really fixed up.
to see if one is really fixed up.
And so you have the normal Maya,
So we have the normal Maya,
you have the tricks of the material energy,
you have the tricks of the material energy,
even you have the angels, the devas.
even you have the angels and the Devas.
So lots of people that want to test you, want to see if you can be somehow waylaid.
So there are lots of these things to see that if we can somehow be waylaid.
That's why it's so important that we take shelter of Guru and Prabhupada.
That's why it's very important that we take shelter of Guru and Prabhupada.
We take shelter of Krishna.
We take shelter of Krishna.
Krishna says it's very difficult to cross over by material energy.
Krishna says that it's very difficult to cross over my material energy.
But those who take shelter of my lotus feet,
But those who take shelter of my lotus feet,
I cross them over.
I cross them over.
Daidi H.H.Jayapataka Mayadrataya Alevache Rajante Ahamitam Drantite. So, Bhakti Yoga
So Bhakti Yoga
means that
means that
we absorb our consciousness
we absorb our consciousness
in serving Krishna.
in serving Krishna.
Bharat Maharaj,
Bharat Maharaj,
on the last stage of his life,
at the last stage of his life,
he should have been fixed in Krishna.
he should have been fixed in Krishna.
But somehow going to the forest,
But somehow going to the forest,
he got tricked by Maya
he got tricked by Maya
to feel so much affection and care for the deer.
to feel so much affection and care for the deer.
He was comparing, normally the sun, it brings happiness.
He was thinking that normally the sun, it brings happiness,
But I don't feel happy.
but I don't feel happy.
My little deer, I don't know what happened to my deer. Oh,
I don't know what happened to my deer.
the whole world looks empty.
The whole world is empty.
Even the sunrise doesn't bring any happiness.
Even the sunrise doesn't make me happy anymore.
One time we heard that one boy, he drowned in a pukur in Calcutta.
that he drowned in a pukur in Calcutta.
Pukur is a man-made lake.
Pukur is a man-made lake.
So then I saw the family,
Then I saw the family,
mother, brothers,
mother, brothers, father,
they're out here.
or they're all together.
They're out here to see the temple.
They had come here, out here, to see the temple.
And normally Bengali mothers are very soft-hearted.
Normally Bengali mothers are very soft-hearted.
And so they're very upset that her son died.
Normally she should be very upset that her son died.
But I saw she was peaceful.
But I saw that she was peaceful.
It's a false rumor.
So I was wondering that maybe it is a false rumor.
And then I asked, how is she doing?
Then I asked, how is she doing?
And that we heard her son died.
That we heard that her son died.
She said, son is not dead,
She said, son is not dead,
only the body.
only the body.
And she preached to me.
And she preached to me.
What can we do now?
What do we do now?
While he was alive, he could do something.
While he was alive, we could do something.
Now, his spirit is separate from his body.
Now his spirit is separated from his body.
And now we're here to pray to Krishna.
Now we are here to pray to Krishna.
Because Krishna can do now what we cannot do.
Krishna can do now what we cannot do.
I forget all the things he said.
Like that, we heard all the things that she said.
I can't remember right now.
I can't remember right now.
But she is very Krishna conscious.
But she was very Krishna conscious.
I mean, more than normal.
More than normal.
So, also, our 24-hour kirtan started.
Also, our 24-hour kirtan started.
There was a boy.
There was a boy.
He was diagnosed with cancer.
He was diagnosed with cancer.
We had the X-ray.
We had the X-ray.
Whatever,
MRI or X-ray, whatever.
So the doctor said. He has a tumor.
He has a tumor.
And if that tumor is not taken out,
if that tumor is not taken out,
he'll certainly die.
He will certainly die.
And it's very serious.
And it's very serious.
So a group of devotees went to Calcutta with him to the hospital.
So some of the devotees went with him to Calcutta, to the hospital.
The mother, she said, I will stay here in the temple.
She said that I want to stay here in the temple.
She stayed in front of the temple, chanting and praying.
She stayed in the temple, chanting and praying.
Doctor came out of the operation theater.
Doctor came out of the operation theater
with the MRI picture.
With the MRI report.
This is amazing.
It's amazing.
I'm going to talk to the Physicians Association of the UK.
I even talked to the Physicians Association of UK.
How is it possible?
How is it possible? Here.
Picture of the tumor.
Picture of the tumor.
When operated. There's no tumor.
There is no tumor.
We were chanting 24-hour kirtan.
We were chanting 24-hour kirtan.
And since then we never stopped.
And since then we never stopped.
We named our 10,000-year yajna.
We planned a 10,000-year yajna.
Is that right, Ishaka? Or not? Ekalavya?
Is it right, Ekalavya?
10,000 years is good. So, like this, we had some great devotees here.
We have had some great devotees here
who just took shelter of Krishna.
Who just took shelter of Krishna.
Took shelter of Prabhupada.
Took shelter of Prabhupada.
Somehow they crossed over extreme difficulties.
Somehow they crossed over extreme difficulties.
So Bhakti Yoga means that we surrender to Krishna.
That we surrender to Krishna.
We serve Guru and Krishna.
We serve Guru and Krishna.
Through Guru we serve Krishna.
Through Guru we serve Krishna.
And by serving Krishna,
we
can cross over all the tests.
We can cross over all the tests.
Although Lord, he grew attached to deer.
Although Bharat Maharaj, he got attached to the deer,
he was not forgotten by Krishna.
He was not forgotten by Krishna.
So in his next birth, he took birth as a deer.
He took birth as a deer.
But he remembered his previous birth. And naturally he regretted.
And naturally he regretted
How at the last final exam he got detoured.
I took a detour during the last final exam.
Very interesting story.
Very interesting story.
History.
And
not only on this planet,
normally in this planet,
but in the whole universe.
In the whole universe.
This is a rare situation.
This is a rare situation.
And how ultimately
Bharat Maharaj
he achieved
his
spiritual enlightenment.
He achieved his spiritual enlightenment.
Went back to Godhead.
And went back to Godhead.
That's the most important thing.
That is the most important thing.
But how he went through the various tests.
How he went through the various tests.
This reminds me that it says those who practice Bhakti Yoga have already gone through have
already gone through
various steps of charity, good karma. And Prabhupada was delivering a lecture on this at the Kumbh Mela.
And Prabhupada was delivering a lecture on this at the Kumbh Mela
in 1971.
In 1971
at Allahabad. At the end, one sannyasi raised his hand.
One sannyasi raised his hand.
No, I don't know if he was a sannyasi at that time, but later, at some time he took sannyas.
I don't know he was a sannyasi at that time, or whether he took sannyas later. But sometime he took sannyas.
He raised his hand.
He said,
Prabhupada, you said we should have gone through all these stages.
He said, Prabhupada, you said that we've gone through all these stages.
We should go.
We should go through all these stages.
But I look back at my life.
But if I look back at my life,
I don't find any of these good qualities.
I don't find any of these good qualities.
I wasn't charitable.
I wasn't charitable.
I wasn't austere.
I wasn't austere.
I mean, all the good qualities you mentioned.
All the good qualities that you mentioned.
I didn't have any.
I didn't have any.
So how did I get Bhakti Yoga? Prabhupada said, I made your good fortune for you.
I made your good fortune for you.
Prabhupada and Lord Chaitanya and Nityananda.
Prabhupada and Lord Chaitanya and Lord Nityananda.
They have given us this jewel of Bhakti Yoga.
They have given us this jewel of Bhakti Yoga.
If it wasn't for Prabhupada going to the West.
If it wasn't for Prabhupada going to the West.
And going to all these different places. How would they get such mercy?
How could we get such mercy?
Which normally is only available for one who has done lots of pious activities.
Normally it is available only for one who has done a lot of pious activities.
But he is giving it freely.
But he is giving it freely.
That's why I wrote that song. Yadi Prabhupada na hoito. Ki hoito. If there was no Prabhupada, what would there be?
What would it be?
And we're having different devotees are singing and presenting their versions
Different devotees are singing that song and presenting their versions
on Facebook now.
on Facebook now.
I got about 15, 16 versions.
I got about 15, 16 versions.
More are coming every day.
More are coming every day.
But we need some more ladies' versions.
We need some more ladies' versions.
But you're all welcome to make your versions.
So you're all welcome to make your versions.
Some came from Italy
Some came from Italy
with guitar. Some are from South India
Some are from South India
with instruments. Some had flute.
Some had flute.
Some had harmonium.
Some have harmonium.
Whatever way you want to do it,
Whatever way you want to do it,
you can enter. You can have your rendition presented.
you can have your rendition presented.
Whoever gets the most likes,
Whatever gets the most likes,
we'll give them some secret spiritual gift.
we'll give them some secret spiritual gift.
So, apparently in this universe,
Apparently in this universe,
this planet is currently known as Bharatvarsha.
Bharatavarsha.
After Bharatvarsha.
After Bharat Maharaj.
You know, this reminds me that in the Mahabharata, we read how some Gandharva
warriors
had captured the 100 brothers
had captured the 100 brothers
of Duryodhana. And then the 5 Pandavas came.
And then the 5 Pandavas came.
And
Yudhishthira said, Bhima said,
oh, they've done our job for us. They have done our job for us.
They have done our job for us.
Yudhishthira said no.
Yudhishthira said no.
Amongst ourselves are 105 verses 5.
Among ourselves we are 100 plus 5.
100 verses.
Among ourselves we are 100 verses 5.
But for the rest of the universe, we're 105.
We are 105
versus them. So what do you find interesting in this?
So what do you find interesting in this?
We are all united. We should all be united in the fight against Maya.
We should all be united in the fight against Maya.
Good point. Anything else?
Good point. Anything else?
Don't exactly know how that fits, but sounds good. I don't know exactly how that fits, but
I don't know exactly how that fits.
But it sounds good.
But sounds good. We may have some differences for preaching. We should be united.
That's his contribution.
We should all be united in Prabhupada's mission always.
So who's the Kurus and who's the Pandavas? Who's the Kurus?
Who are the Kauravas and who are the Pandavas?
I want to see a very simple thing which everybody is overlooking.
I'm looking at a very simple thing which everybody has overlooked. competing in service. They were part of the same family. So even though they had inner fights against the world, they had to be united. So we can say that even in ISKCON there could be some differences, but we should be united in our fight mind. We should not be happy to see others in trouble. Rather, when we see others in trouble, we should try to help them. Even if they think us as enemies, we should not think them as our enemies. Cooperation.
These are all very good points.
These are all very good points.
Which I thought was something that you would overlook. You did.
Point that I thought that you may overlook, you did.
These were the Gandharvas.
These were the Gandharvas.
They're extraterrestrials.
They're extraterrestrials.
They were attacking from another planet.
They were attacking another planet.
From another planet.
They were being attacked from another planet.
That proves there's life on other planets.
That proves that there is life on other planets.
Which the modern, they spend billions and billions of dollars to find out big radio receivers.
Modern scientists, they spend billions and billions of dollars with radio receivers.
And they're sending a space probe.
Sending a space probe.
To the next solar system.
To the next element of the solar system.
It'll reach at 10,000 years.
At least for 10,000.
It'll reach after 10,000 years.
It will reach after 10,000 years.
And send back a message.
And send back a message.
There's life or not.
There's life or not.
Only here to receive it.
Who will be here to receive it?
And here in the Mahabharata, it's something that no one even questions.
It is something that nobody even questions.
Oh yes, Gandharvas came.
Oh yes, Gandharvas came.
But the points you gave were more Krishna conscious.
But the points you gave were more Krishna conscious.
How we should cooperate together.
How we should cooperate together.
And how we should serve Lord Chaitanya.
And how we should serve Lord Chaitanya.
How we should serve Prabhupada.
How we should serve Prabhupada.
But apparently, you see, with our culture,
apparently, with our culture,
the life on other planets is no problem.
Life on other planets is no problem.
I mean, we have that in our philosophy.
We have that in our philosophy.
But in other religions,
they're
very much earth-centric.
They're very much earth-centric.
And as soon as you bring out the scope, of life on other planets, their whole doctrine falls
apart.
Because they say that so-and-so is a savior, what about other planets?
Okay, but because they say that somebody is a savior, what about other planets?
You see, but in our philosophy, Jagannath, Vishnu, is the Lord of all planets.
Jagannath, Vishnu, he is the Lord of all planets.
Krishna is the creator of the Ananta Koti Brahmanda.
Krishna is the creator of the Ananta Koti Brahmanda.
So, that's part of our philosophy.
That's part of our philosophy.
So I just thinking about that.
So I was just thinking about that.
How we hear
How we-
Gandharvas come. We don't think, oh, yeah, Gandharvas, they came.
How that when we hear that the Gandharvas came, we think, oh, well, the Gandharvas came.
But actually, from the Western point of view,
Actually, from the Western point of view,
who are Gandharvas?
who are the Gandharvas?
Extraterrestrials.
Extraterrestrials
Attacking our planet.
attacking our planet,
It's like science fiction.
like science fiction.
But it's actually truth.
But it's actually true.
They haven't.
They exist.
It happened.
It happened.
Anyway, our Vedas, Bhagavatam,
Anyway, our Vedas, Bhagavatam,
very interesting.
very interesting.
How
How
Bharat Maharaj, he goes through births. He goes through these three births,
he goes through these three births
and how he finally succeeds.
and how he finally succeeds.
What is real success?
What is real success?
To cross over the ocean of birth and death.
To cross over the ocean of birth and death.
This is something we don't even think about in the modern world.
That is something that we don't even think about in the modern world.
Apparently they asked, what is the most amazing thing?
What is the most amazing thing?
Who was it? Yudhishthira Maharaj.
The Yakshas asked Yudhishthira Maharaj.
Yakshas, another extraterrestrial.
Yakshas and other extraterrestrials.
Anyway, what's the most amazing thing?
What is the most amazing thing?
And he said, everybody sees the father dies,
the father dies,
grandfather dies,
grandfather dies,
but they think, I won't die.
I won't die.
Any questions or comments?
Any questions or comments?
Hare Krishna Maharaj. Thank you for your wonderful class. Maharaj, I'm inquiring about the phal or the fruit of singing this song, Prabhupada no Hoito. What if we sing this song, or if we hear this song, what would be the result? What would be the fruit of this wonderful song?
We would hope
that the listener will gain more appreciation
for Srila Prabhupada. That they will understand
how important Prabhupada was to the world and to us individually,
for ISKCON,
that what
Prabhupada gave
is unparalleled. Like that, I can go on.
Like that, I can go on and on.
I give classes on this song.
I've given classes on this song.
What realizations I had when I was making this song.
What realizations I had while making this song.
You can see Shyam Rasika.
You can see Shyam Rasika
to get copies of the classes.
So you're talking about Bharat Maharaj, how Bharat Maharaj gave up his entire kingdom. And yet, when we went in forest, he got attached to deer. Similarly, sometimes when we are doing some management services in temple, we get into so much, of managerial things, and lot of managerial things come in mind, and it disturbs us, our chanting and our hearing and other Krishna conscious routine activities. So, how we can see that we don't get distracted like birth Maharaj and have to take birth again, and we finish our in this life, and or we can continue being Krishna conscious, not getting distracted by
When I was here managing Mayapur,
When I was here managing Mayapur,
I thought constructing these buildings,
I was constructing these buildings.
it was bricks and steel,
With bricks and
Cement.
steel and cement,
cheaters, and I wasn't getting so much time to read Prabhupada's books.
I wouldn't get so much time to read Prabhupada's books.
So I thought
I thought
I should get some more time to read his books.
I should get some more time to read his books.
So I went to see Prabhupada
So I went to see Srila Prabhupada
and I asked him for more time to read his books.
and asked him that I need some more time to read his books.
He raised his voice to me.
He raised his voice.
Do you think that there's difference from reading my books and building my buildings?
Do you think that there's difference between reading my books and building my buildings?
After that,
I couldn't say anything.
So if we can connect all our services with Krishna, with Prabhupada,
If we can connect all our services with Krishna and Prabhupada,
then you don't have to worry about
then you don't have to worry about
this attachment, because you're properly dovetailed
because you're properly dovetailed
your energies serving Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Guru Maharaj.
Hare Krishna.
I have some attachment to Srila Prabhupada. So how can I develop my attachment to Srila Prabhupada and Gurudev more and more?
Well, I would hope that the song would help
I would hope that the song would help
develop some more appreciation and attachment to Srila Prabhupada.
develop some more appreciation and attachment to Srila Prabhupada.
Part of the process of hearing and reading is that we naturally develop our attachment for Krishna. When we read how Krishna is so kind, so witty, so personal, naturally we get more attached. We hear Nitai Gaur is so merciful.
We have Nitai Gaur who is so merciful.
How they would go house to house.
And request the people.
To
take up the chanting.
You think, Lord Chaitanya for 6 years. He walked all over India. Now, what comes to mind? I think how every night he would stay in a different Grihasta's home.
How every night he would stay in a different Grihasta's home.
how the wife would pour the water and the husband would bathe his feet.
How the wife would pour water and husband would bathe his feet.
How the wife would cook the prasadam.
How the wife would cook the prasadam.
And the husband would serve Lord Chaitanya.
And the husband would serve Lord Chaitanya.
How many here would like to serve Lord Chaitanya in your house?
How many here would like to serve Lord Chaitanya in your house?
Bathe his feet. Bathe his feet.
Bathe his feet.
Serve him prasadam.
Serve prasadam.
What an opportunity, what a chance.
What an opportunity, what a chance.
6 years
6 years
times 355 days.
6 years times 365 days.
The solar years, 365. Lunar years, 355.
Solar year 365, lunar year 355.
Plus every 3 years, 1 month.
Plus every 3 years, 1 month.
So, of course, Lord Chaitanya would stay 4 months in the rainy season.
Of course, Lord Chaitanya would stay 4 months in the rainy season somewhere.
There, 1 year he stayed at Sri Rangam.
1 year he stayed at Sri Rangam.
And Gopal Bhatta served him.
And Gopal Bhatta served him.
Every day he would take prasadam.
Every day he would take prasadam.
Mainly at Venkat Bhatta's house.
Mainly at Venkat Bhatta's house.
And he would bathe in the Kaveri.
And he would bathe in the Kaveri.
How the Kaveri must have been in such ecstasy.
Oh, all of them must have been in such great ecstasy.
To have Krishna bathing in the waters.
To have Krishna bathing in the waters.
For 1 month.
For 4 months.
So, Lord Chaitanya gave his mercy to many people around India.
So Lord Chaitanya gave his mercy to many people around India. At one time,
Prabhupada, he was going to anyone who would become a life member.
Prabhupada was going to anyone who would become a life member.
Who was a vegetarian.
Who was a vegetarian.
He went and ate in their house.
He went and ate in their house.
One time I was with Prabhupada.
One time I was with Prabhupada.
And he told the Grihastas.
And he told the Grihastas.
Although they were much younger than him.
Although they were much younger than him.
He said, we are like your children.
We are like your children.
Sannyasis are the children of the Grihastas.
Sannyasis are like children of the Grihastas.
So you take care of us.
So you take care of us.
And then he was praising the prasadam.
And then he was praising the prasadam.
Just by smelling, I feel hungry.
Just by smelling, I feel hungry.
He was such a nice guest.
He was such a nice guest.
Naturally, what an opportunity to serve a pure devotee.
What a nice opportunity to serve a pure devotee.
So, Lord Chaitanya, Prabhupada, he gave mercy out very freely.
So Lord Chaitanya, Srila Prabhupada, they gave mercy so freely.
Prabhupada came as the representative of Lord Chaitanya.
Prabhupada came as the representative of Lord Chaitanya.
To bring us mercy to the Western countries.
To bring us mercy to the Western countries.
To bring it all over the world.
To bring all over the world.
Guru Maharaj, tomorrow is going to start Bhishma Panchak Vrata. If you say something about Bhishma Panchak Vrata, then we will be happy.
I overextended.
I've overextended.
Bhishma Panchak.
Bhishma Panchak
is mentioned in the Haridas by Sanatana Goswami,
is mentioned in the Hari Bhakti Vilas by Sanatan Goswami,
mentioned in various Puranas,
mentioned in various Puranas,
that the 5 days
the 5 days,
for Ekadasi
Ekadashi
to Purnima,
to Purnima,
if one observes,
if one observes,
they get so much mercy
they get so much mercy
that you can't even calculate it.
that you cannot even calculate.
So, don't ask me to calculate it.
Don't ask me to calculate.
And it gives, one can follow in three types,
And one can follow it in 3 types.
either Horisana,
Either Havishyana,
roots and roots,
fruits and roots,
or Panchagalya.
or Panchagavya.
So, you have to every day offer to eat all this diet for 5 days, whichever of the 3 you elect. You follow the diet
You follow the diet
for 5 days.
for 5 days.
And on the Purnima,
On the Purnima,
after dark,
after dark,
you have to break your fast.
you have to break your fast.
I mean, so there's a big feast the last day.
So there's a big feast on the last day.
Feasting, fasting, all say, right? Every day there's a specific flower
Every day there is a specific flower
which is offered.
which is offered.
One day the Lotus feet of Lord Krishna. First day Lotus feet.
First day at his lotus feet,
Next day knees.
next day knees,
Next day abdomen.
next day abdomen,
Like that.
like that.
5 days. So
5 days.
you go to the pujaris,
You go to the pujaris,
they offer on behalf of the devotees
they offer on the behalf of the devotees
the different flowers.
the different flowers.
One day lotus,
One day lotus,
one day I think malati.
one day malati,
There's some.
like that there are.
Every day you have to offer a lamp.
Every day you have to offer a lamp.
But that way you do it anyway.
That you do anyway.
And you should go to the Ganges
And if you go to the Ganges,
and do your special prayer
do your special prayer
for Bhishma Dev.
for Bhishma Dev.
Very interesting.
Very interesting.
So Bhishma,
That Bhishma,
he had no children.
he had no children.
So therefore no one to do pindi or tarva for him.
No one to do pindi or tarpana for him.
No children.
No children.
So then we say on behalf of Bhishma,
So on behalf of Bhishma,
I'm offering tarpana.
I'm offering tarpana.
So thousands of people
The thousands of people
offer tarpana for Bhishma Dev.
offer tarpana for Bhishma Dev.
Although he had no children.
Although he had no children.
Of course, he doesn't need it.
Of course, he didn't need any.
But by offering to the Ganges,
But by offering to the Ganges,
tarpana, or Bhishma, her son, Bhishma is her son.
Bhishma is her son.
So, somehow it has a profound effect.
Somehow it has a profound effect.
For 5 days,
For 5 days,
you bathe in the Ganges.
you bathe in the Ganges.
And those are the main parts.
Those are the main parts.
So generally I observe the Bhishma Panchak with the devotees.
Generally, I observe Bhishma Panchak with the devotees.
And so Gada Kitchen is kind enough to give us facility for Bhishma Pancha.
Gada Kitchen is kind enough to give us facility for Bhishma Pancha.
As far as fruits,
As far as
fruits, we're not supposed to take fruits with low veggie.
we are not supposed to take fruits with many seeds.
Other than that, most devotees take fruits and roots.
Most devotees take fruits and roots.
Some take like if you have a sugar problem,
like if you have a sugar problem,
then they take Havishanna.
then they take Havishyana.
Yes.
Because
Fruits and fruits, high sugar.
roots and fruits have high sugar.
All you should chant every day your Hare Krishna mantra.
All the devotees should chant every day the Hare Krishna mantra.
Alright?
Alright?
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama,